I'm going to introduce myself for those of you who don't know me. My name's Chris Postler. I'm the Chief Operating Officer for Pure Romance. Myself and our corporate staff, we do a lot of work back here to support you all. You know, we know you're out there rocking your business and doing a great job. And one of the things that we need to do to support our business is make sure that we have a solid foundation, and that is our systems, right? Our COO, our website, how you all transact business with us and how we transact business with you, and also, you know, upholding the brand image of Pure Romance, right? So let's jump into this. The first slide that I'm going to go through is just the title slide here. The new system go live meeting today. Obviously, you're on it. Here's our agenda. We're going to talk about a timeline. We're going to talk about the new system preview. We're going to have a demonstration. I'm going to go through a live demonstration with you all of the new site. We're going to talk about upcoming dates. And then as time permits, via chat, when I prompt you, we'll probably have maybe 15, maybe 20 minutes for a Q&A. Erin Harris is in here with me, and she's going to help me field those chat questions. So let's get right into it. Here's the launch timeline I want to talk through with everyone. So the first line here, Thursday, 11/7, you all are on the Zoom call, which is great. Thank you for joining us. Like I said, if you had consultants on your team or other consultants that you know that were unable to get into the Zoom chat, don't worry. We are going to record the whole thing, and we're going to post it on the website. That website that we're going to have is going to be part of the training site. We're going to send out an email either tomorrow or in the next couple of days with a direction to that link. Once we can take this video and post it up there. That site's going to have also a bunch of other awesome stuff about it. It's going to have an FAQ about the new site and a bunch of different things for you to use when you're trying to learn how to use the new system. And we're going to talk all about the new system here in a second. So the next bullet there, Friday through Sunday, 11/15 through 11/17, that's going to be the final kit sale on the current system. An email about that kit sale will be going out shortly. The reason for having the last kit sale on the 17th, end on the 17th, is because we don't want to sell kits to brand new consultants that then are coming to our website, which is not working. And we'll talk about that timeline here too. So the next important set of dates for you is Friday through Sunday, the 22nd through the 24th. That's going to be the final daily sale on our current system, right? So on the 24th, it'll probably be an early bird sale, so get your orders in by 10:59 a.m. Eastern Time. The last order we're going to take is at 2:59 p.m. So on 11/24 at 3 p.m., the system will go down. It will go into maintenance mode. We'll have a nice message up there for you on the COO, for those who weren't aware and weren't keeping up. But we'll also have a nice message for our customers that are going to our www.pureromance.com, telling them to check back with us in a few days. The next piece is 11/25 through 12/1. We are going to undertake the cutover activities to go to the new system. Now, you're going to get a demonstration of it here in a few minutes. But when we are undergoing that, that's going to be right during Thanksgiving, which is a great time to do it, right? You all are probably going to be with your families, enjoying some turkey, hopefully staying warm, and giving thanks for all the great blessings that we have. And what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be cutting over to the new system and getting ready to start December strong, right? So then on Sunday, 12/1/2019, that's a Sunday, right? We are going to allow the positions of prestige, that's our President's Club members and above, they're going to be allowed to get into the system. That's probably going to be around 3 p.m., and we'll give them notification of that. And then on Monday, December 2nd, all U.S. consultants will be allowed to enter the new system. The 3rd, which is Tuesday, we'll start turning it on for the other countries. So that's how the timeline is going to go. And again, as I'm talking through any of this, we're going to have these slides available on the website too, and much of this information. So, but feel free to screenshot this if you'd like. But like I said, that website's going to have all this information. So don't worry about taking frivolous notes or anything like that. we'll get the information to you and post it. So let's talk about some overall system improvements. Why are we doing this? I just want to step back and say, you know, Patty and Chris have done a great job laying the foundation of this business, right? We are out there, and you all are out there empowering, educating, entertaining women across the globe, right? And that foundation is super strong. But we also need a foundation here within operations, whether it be our financial operations, our compensation operations, our warehouse activities, our shipping. All of that needs a strong, stable foundation. Our current systems are somewhere between 13 and 15 years old. So what we need to do is we need an update for that. And the team here has been working really hard the past few months to do that. So number one, overall system improvement, stabilization. We're going to remove multiple integration points, disparate systems, unsupported software from our architecture, right? So that means we have strong business continuity. Number two is performance, right? We want to run fast. We want less downtime. We want less spinning wheel of death when you're placing those huge orders or when you're going through your COO. And we're going to get rid of those funny messages. Now, I know a lot of people love those funny messages that come up when the wheel is spinning. I guarantee you we'll make those available to you somewhere, but we will not need those anymore on the new system, and that's the focus. The last piece is mobile focus. We know that close to 80% of the traffic on our site, and many of you as consultants, you really want to be able to use your mobile phone and visit our site and have it to be mobile friendly. So that's what we're working on very hard with this new system too, designing a front end that works with your mobile experience, right? So that's important. Now, once we launch the system, we're going to continue to add additional improvements and enhancements to follow launch. I'm going to talk a little bit about the enhancements that are going to be included in the new system. So here we go. Number one, we're going to consolidate systems for each market. If you are a consultant from, you know, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, you know, any of those areas, Canada, you know that you're going to a different site to visit Pure Romance. Now we're going to be one site. It's going to be pureromance.com. There's going to be no longer separate sites. You're going to have a country and a language picker when you come to the site. So that's going to be great. Everyone's going to be on the same page. Everyone's going to see the same thing, same brand, same image, right? Now, obviously, some of the products will be a little bit different based on country. Some of the pricing will be obviously different based on country once you select that, but we'll all have the same experience, and that's important. Next is the enrollment process. So let's talk through the enrollment process. This is going to be the same process as it currently is, and many of the screens are going to look the same. I'll go through the demonstration, but here are some changes. Number one, there's going to be no need for Social Security number or driver's license number to purchase a kit anymore. We know that was a sticking point with many of our consultants trying to go to your new prospective consultant and say, hey, I need your Social Security number, hey, I need your driver's license, and they're like, what? You know, I don't feel comfortable giving that to you, or maybe it was an awkward conversation. We're taking that out. I'm going to show you how that's going to work. Number two, the multiple credit cards at checkout. This was a huge pain point for us, right? Not being able to have, hey, I want to put a little bit of a balance on this card and this card. In order to do that in our current system, you have to call customer loyalty. And we know that you all love talking to our customer loyalty group because they're a fantastic group, but we're going to cut that out. That's going to be a piece of the new system. And lastly, something that you'll see throughout many of these slides, we are now going to be accepting PayPal at checkout, right? It is new as a payment platform. We're going to be processing PayPal. I'm going to actually go through that during the demonstration as well, so that'll be cool. Something new, how are we going to get around Social Security number and driver's license? First of all, Social Security number, we need to collect that for every consultant because we have to 1099 you for your income. You're making income, great income in this business, and the IRS is obviously going to be very upset with us if we don't report that. So we're going to have this new consultant wizard. So once you sign up, the consultant signs up, or maybe you're signing the consultant up for them, you're walking them through it, you don't need that Social Security number at first. Then once they go and log in with their new login information, Then they're going to be walked through a wizard that's going to show them what their new URL is, so they can take that and send it to their friends and family and all of their customers and guests. They're going to enter their own social security number. So it's a transaction between us and them, and you're not involved, which is great. I think a lot of our consultants are going to like that. We're also in that new consultant wizard going to give you an opportunity to sign up for direct deposit immediately. That means so that first web commission that you get, that direct deposit will be set up, and we can send that into your account without having to cut you a check and the turnaround time that takes, right? And lastly, here on the kit process, which is more of an internal thing, but now we can schedule our kit sales instead of manually change them. I know we've had a lot of issues with kit sales maybe going live late. Maybe they go 10 minutes late. Maybe they go 5 minutes late. And that's because we have to manually change that, and some of the caching gets stuck. Now we're going to be able to schedule that, and it's going to be more prompt, which is going to be excellent experience for many of our new consultants coming into the business. The next thing that I want to talk about is the public website, your consultant microsite. I'm going to talk you through this. Again, we will be all one site. It's going to be www.pureromance.com/your-website, right? Which is going to be great. Now, that means that we're going to take everyone and put them on the same platform. There are going to be some collisions. A collision is when we take someone who would have had a .ca or .au website, and we try to put them on .com, but somebody already has that URL. And those people will be notified. Last we checked, it's about 155 people out of 23,000 consultants. So we'll reach out to those people. Obviously, that's going to be done. That was a question that we had in the last Zoom. So that's going to be done based upon, longevity in the business, whether you're a position of prestige member, career retail sales for those 155 people, and we'll handle that. Next is auto ship. So auto ship is going to be the new Smart Ship program. This is now available to your customers and guests with many more options. I know that the Smart Ship program was very rigid. Now you're going to be able to do things like change your product, add a product, change your credit card, skip a month, change frequency. We're also going to have a concept of consultant auto ship, which is going to be very cool, and we'll have more information about that on the website too. The next important thing about your consultant microsites is the ability to deep link to product pages, right? Before, you had to send a link just to your website to your customers or guests. Now what we're going to be able to do is, say you want to send a link to your website and have them land on the main attraction page, right, so that they can purchase that specific product. We're going to have the ability to do that, which is going to be really cool, right? And lastly here, for consultant microsites, your customers and guests are going to have the ability to utilize PayPal at checkout, which is a great new feature. Number two, the COO ordering. So your back office, right? There's going to be no COO as you know it. It won't be coo.pureromance.com. You'll simply go to pureromance.com and you'll log in. Now, when you log in, it'll know you're a consultant, and it'll take you to the back office. I'm going to walk you all through this. Customers are going to receive ID numbers, and they'll have that same ID number when they become a consultant. But now on the new website, something that's cool too, customers and consultants, they can log in with not only their consultant ID, but they can also log in using their email address. I know, it's been difficult for a lot of our newer consultants to remember that ID number, and they sometimes forget it. Now, simply log in with your email address. That will work, right? We're also going to have no more large orders getting stuck. On the current system, if you have an order of 20 lines or 25 or 30 lines, guess what? You get that spinning wheel of death, and you get the funny messages, but your order doesn't go through. And someone from here at the corporate office has to push it through. Believe me, I spend a lot of times on Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, Sunday morning, helping through the different teams with that. And, we have a great staff here, and they stay on top of it. But that's something that we shouldn't have to do. The system should just work. So that's going to work on the new system. The next thing is PayPal checkout. You as a consultant, now you're going to be checking out with PayPal. We think this is a really cool option because we know that a lot of you are using PayPal to take payments from your customers or guests at your parties. So now you can use those funds to place your order instead of having to transfer it out, put it on a credit card or put it on your debit card and then make the payment. So it just cuts out another step for you, which I think is very convenient, right? The last piece, which I think is important too for our operations side, is we're going to improve our stop sell. When an item is discontinued or it's low on quantities, that the system is automatically going to take that off of available status, right? I'm going to show you some of those statuses when we go through the website. So it's going to help us, and from now on, we won't have to go back and say, oh, this oversold, we're sorry, we're going to cancel or credit, you know, a significant number of orders or a portion of your order. It's really frustrating and it's not a great experience. So now we're going to prevent a lot of that. COO ordering continued. We're going to update the COO product ordering. So I'm going to walk you through that. We're going to have a couple different options. We're going to have catalog, category, and an individual search. It's going to be cool. I'll show you that here in a few minutes. Consultant living in a location that's tax-free now can provide their information, and they won't be charged tax up front and then have to get a credit on file. So in this new system, you live in a tax-free area, you can provide documentation of that. Now we can set your account up for that, so you don't have to go through that whole process. I know that's not a huge number of consultants, but it was a pain point for them. Next thing is daily sales and kit sales, like I said, can be set to a timer in all countries. So this concept of scheduling helps us a lot from the corporate side. It also makes sure that, you know, when we say something's going to go live, it does immediately, right? It will also be functioning on each country's actual time zone, right? So instead of a 2 a.m. sale or a 5 a.m. sale, you know, it's going to end at midnight in all the countries, which is really going to be cool. Next is the consultant back order page. That will be more in sync. There will be no reason old items aren't removed when they're shipped or they're canceled. So that's going to be a great improvement. We're also going to improve efficiency for outbound shipments. Maybe some of you will notice that, some of you won't, right? But, you know, it's just an overall improved efficiency in the back end, which is great. Next is training content, reporting, contacts, media center. Not a whole lot of change here, except for one area that we'll talk about here later. Tableau wireframes will still be used. We'll still support the SSO. You're going to see that page is very similar to what it is now, so you're not going to have any kind of learning curve with that. Next is training content will be on a new website. There'll be a link right at the top of your landing page for that, and I'll show you that here in a little bit. Contacts will be a pretty significant change. Contacts will now be on Prowess's contacts platform. For those of you consultants that have been with us for a while, we've had a lot of issues with contacts, searchability, the wheel spinning for a long time. We're doing a lot of work to update that and get us onto a new system that's more stable, that works more quickly. So it's a more efficient use of your time when you're trying to go in there and do remarketing or pull a list so that you can send all the senior consultants on your team an email. So we're revamping that. So what we'll do for that and for parties, I'm going to talk about here in a little bit, actually my next slide. We'll talk about that. Lastly, Media Center, really no change. There's going to be a link for Media Center. It'll be SSO, which stands for single sign-on. It'll drop you right into the Media Center, right? So next page, and this is a big change here. So let's talk about this. My Parties and Pure Sale. My Parties in the current system, as you know it, and Pure Sale will be sunset at the launch of the new system. That means on 11/24, November 24th, when we take the site down, we will not support My Parties or Pure Sale anymore. It's going away. And, you know, Chris made that announcement a number of months ago that we were in the process of sunsetting that application. This will be the last time that's available. So what are we gonna move to? We're gonna move to My Parties in the Prowess system. It's gonna be a new party platform. You know, there's gonna be a lot of questions about this. What can it do? What can it do? So let me hit some high-level things. Number one, you're still gonna have the ability to create a party or create, you know, a non-party order in there. You're gonna enter guests pretty much the same way that you do, a little bit different. There's going to be hostess entry. Now you can enter multiple hostess, split the credit between them, and allocate that credit. It's going to be cool. You're still going to have party profit calculations, which I believe is, the finance part of me also says that it's really important to understand how much money you're making in this business, right? So we're going to have that there for you. You're going to have access to 2 years worth of products in the parties module, meaning if you're still carrying some inventory of discontinued items from up to 2 years ago, those will still be on that platform, right? The invite system with the party ID link will still be the same. They're going to have the link that's produced for every single party. That's what you'll send to the customers or the guests that are going to the party. That's how, if they can't attend the party or they want to hit your website before and make an order, they can do that, or even after, right? Next is it will be online only. This is a big change, right? So PureSale right now, it has that offline mode where you can use it offline and then come back and you can sync the information back. Let me tell you, we had a ton of issues with the syncing of the information back and forth. We've contacted multiple other organizations and talked to them about how they do it, and their biggest pain point was that offline mode. So we are going to move to online only, which really shouldn't be a huge issue. It's mobile friendly. If you have a data plan on your phone, you can use that in party. If you have Wi-Fi, you'll be able to utilize that, or a data plan on your iPad, right? So what we really want is to get most people, in party using their phone, their smartphone, to do a lot of the transacting. So that will be important. We're going to have another big change is we are not going to have, at least for launch, inventory tracking within the new module. We won't have this concept of load all your inventory in. Now, you'll still be able to put items on back order to tell yourself, hey, I gave this person the product, or I still need to fulfill it. I need to place an order and fulfill it. That will still be there. But we won't have this inventory tracking and how many coochies do I have left, how many main attractions do I have left, how many of any type of product that we have left. That will go away. So inventory tracking is going to be back on to the consultant's responsibility now. I recommend doing that on a monthly basis at the end of the month. You just go through and you check, right? You do go through with an order form and do your inventory. But we do anticipate as an improvement in the future to bring that inventory tracking back. We want to have a stable platform before we introduce that. Next is mobile responsive. So this is really important, and I kind of touched on this already, being able to transact in those parties on your smartphone. The customization of invoice emails, you're going to be able to go in there and customize those invoice emails that are going to your guests and customers. So you can put a nice message in there. You can put the instructions to the product that they're buying in there. You can put your contact information in there. You can make them an offer for a future purchase in there. That would be cool. And those invoices, those emails will run off your native email client. So they're all going to be coming from your email so that when they respond to those, it's coming right back to you, which is great. Okay. Next is IAP. I want to talk real quickly about IAP. I'm going to take you through the Inventory Advantage Program sign-up process. No more registration and subsequent IAP purchase, this two-step process. Recurly, which was the third party that we were using for recurring payments, is out, right? So now it's just one-step process, which makes it so much cleaner and so much easier. We're going to be doing the recurring payments on our new back-end platform, which will be great, right? You're going to get email, you're going to get information. We're going to have a report on Tableau that's going to show you what you owe, when your next payment is due, all that good stuff, right? So you're going to have greater visibility to the payment plan reporting, which will be great. The next slide, we're going to talk about credit card processing. A huge improvement for our business. Now, I know that not many of you may care so much about this, but it's important to the future of Pure Romance, and that is credit card tokenization, making sure that we are PCI compliant, that we're treating your information with privilege, with privacy. This is a huge risk mitigation going forward. We're also going to have this concept of My Wallet in the COO, and I'll show you, or in the back office. My Wallet is going to allow you to store a credit card on a token-based system for easy checkout in the future, which will be great. So you don't have to enter that credit card every time. Obviously, we're gonna accept PayPal. Visa debit in Canada, we will now be able to accept that. You won't have to call in. I know that was a huge pain point for many of our great consultants in the country of Canada, so we're going to fix that. And then PYOP credit. Many of you participate in our Pick Your Own Products program. It's a program where you get $1,000 of credit on file after you've completed an IAP successfully. Now we're going to have that as its own payment option within the checkout system. So it won't be intermingled with those credits on file, which I think will give you guys some more organization, some more clear visibility to what you're using and when, which will be great. The next slide that I have is basically on our internal CRM system. Again, you're probably not going to notice a whole lot about this. We launched a new CRM system early. We launched a product called Zendesk. It has automatic ticket generation from emails, from phone calls when integrated with the phone system. So right when you call in, instead of our customer loyalty member having to go type in your information and pull up your screen, it automatically pops it. The platform is faster and more reliable than our outdated system. It really cuts our response time in half, which is incredible. And we have historical ticketing in there, which is great. So let me talk about the items that will change the most significantly, and probably you picked up on this as we went through the presentation. Number one will be parties. This is a significant change. Number two will be contacts. We're still going to have all of the same ability in there, maybe even a little bit more functionality in certain places. It's going to be a different interface. It's going to take some learning. We're going to have to, work through the kinks, what works best, what doesn't, and we can make improvements as we go along. So what we want to do, again, on both of these is get to a more stable platform, a platform where it's not taking forever to load, where we're not losing some of your information and then having to dig it up and you're sweating about it or you're stressing about it, right? So that's those two pieces. Personal event registration. Many of you use our personal event registration, and when I talk about this, I'm talking about when you're going to a trade show or you're working an event and you're submitting that so that you're the one Pure Romance consultant representative. We'll have a change to that, and we'll show that. All three of these pieces I'm not going to demonstrate in full today. The Zoom call would probably be like 4 hours if I had to do that. So we don't want to do that. What we are going to do is we're going to have a full demonstration video of each one of these pieces on the new website prior to go live. So we're still about three weeks away from the launch of the new site, and what we want to do is drip some of this information over time. We don't want to overwhelm you. Go out to that website at your leisure, re-watch this video, watch my demo, watch demonstrations from all the different areas. We'll have videos from each part of it. We'll have a video for the RMA process. We'll have a video for different things. So go out there and watch those at your leisure, and then once we come up on December 2nd, we'll be ready to rock.